been a while since I've talked about Stan Lee. It's been a few years since he's passed now. If you remember the crazy time that was going on when that happened, we're going to kind of touch on that again because it's relevant to this video. You can say what you want about Stan Lee. There's the big thing between him and Jack Kirby, right? But even still, even if Jack Kirby did more of the work, how far would that work have gotten without Stan Lee? Stan Lee was a big showman. He enjoyed being in the spotlight. Jack Kirby didn't. I really don't think these characters from Marvel Comics would have reached the heights that they did without him. And I don't think that that's debatable, to be honest. But if you remember when Stan Lee passed away, there was this really weird thing that has been happening for a while, and it happened to him, where a lot of these cancel culture NPC Puritan weirdos, they like to drag up people that, just passed away. Remember, this happened to Kobe Bryant and a few other people, and they like to try to cancel them. It's really disgusting. And what was really disgusting was watching the comic book industry come after him. Articles, Me Tooing him. You had people that work at Marvel Comics, comic pros that are working there, trashing him. There was one woman who deleted her tweets. I remember this controversy. She deleted her tweets where she was trashing him, calling him, a nasty old man, and saying his legacy needs to be torn down. She actually got hired at Marvel after that. I should tell you where we're at in the comic book industry. Mainstream comic pros, some of the nastiest people I've ever encountered in the first place. But you know what's going to happen with this book? So this guy, Abraham Reisman, he's already written a hit piece on Stan Lee before. And now he's expanding on that, basically. That's what this book is. He's writing a whole book now, tearing down Stan Lee's legacy. Here's what's going to happen when this book comes out. They're going to cancel him again. And this time I expect Marvel to rake him over the coals. You're going to see a lot of comic book pros come out against him and bring up the stuff that happened. I'll go over the stuff that they say he did in a second. But they're going to cancel him again. Because that's what we got to do in today's culture. We got to drag people over the fire 24/7. And if we don't have anybody, hell, we'll just take dead people and we'll put them over the fire too. Doesn't matter. We just got to tear down shit. It's just this disgusting culture that we have. It's sickening sometimes. Just every day, somebody's got to be destroyed for these people to be happy. And then once they ravage one person's life, they move on to another person to ravage. Doesn't matter. They don't give a shit. They ain't got nothing going on for themselves, so they just want to tear down other people all the time. But the main stuff that they grasp on with Stan Lee is that when he was 90-something years old, right, deteriorating, his wife is no longer with him, which was a big change for him, by the way, when she passed away. Apparently, a nurse or something, some attendant, he hit on her or slapped her backside or something. Who knows if it even happened? But either way, dude's in his 90s. He's falling apart. This happens to old people, okay, when they fall apart. Anybody that's been around them knows this. But hey, we just ignore all that. It's just a grandpa. Well, how are these people going to act when it's their grandpa? It's so sickening. So who knows if any of this is even true? Doesn't matter. It's always, got to listen and believe. So Stan Lee needs to be torn down. It's disgusting. And it was disgusting when they were doing it when he was alive. And it was disgusting when they were doing it minutes after he passed away. Minutes after he passed away. It was gross. But this is the norm now. Remember they did it to Kobe Bryant? So you got this book coming out. And there's going to be more articles, but it's already started. We got one right here. The Flawed Superhero of Marvel Comics. Got one right here from Forbes. New Stan Lee bio true believer shatters the myths surrounding the Marvel icon. So this article goes over in detail what this book is going to have in it. And this is the paragraph I wanted to go over. Journalist Abraham Reisman first investigated this question in a profile story in Vulture 2016, when Lee was still alive, active, and popular as ever, despite the rot that was starting to appear at the edges of his empire. The warts and all profile was both alarming and prophetic of Lee's sad final months. That story eventually led to True Believer, the rise and fall of Stan Lee, Reisman's book-length biography due out from Penguin Random House on February 16th. True Believer is part for the record biography and part in effort to balance the scales between Lee's public reputation and the more complicated truth underneath. The book delivers a wealth of details on Lee's later life, that's the key right there, unearths a few stories that blemish his reputation, and generally paints Lee as a restless and unsatisfied man whose own definition of success always lay just beyond his reach. So that's the big thing right there. His later life and unearthing a few stories that blemish his reputation. So what's this book going to focus on in the later half of it? I guarantee you the stuff with the nurses, and try to paint him as some kind of like nasty, dirty man, toxic misogynist and all that stuff. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. It's so disgusting, right? Let's not talk about the great things that this man did for pop culture and the joy that he brought people, no matter what you want to say about it. This book's going to be a hit piece, and I guarantee you is going to spawn all kinds of nasty articles written about him. You're going to see the comic book industry denounce him and destroy him and praise this book because, I mean, that's what they do. They can't celebrate success because nobody's reading their shit. So let's tear down the legacy of the media. Let's tear it down and take the ship into the ground. It's just, I'm so tired of cancel culture, man. I'm so tired of this shit. Old man passed away, he can't even let his family grieve and just enjoy his legacy. No, we gotta balance the scales. That's what we gotta do. We gotta balance the scales. So this book comes out in February. Get ready. It'll take a day or two for people to read it, but I guarantee you after they do, they're going to be shitting on this man for months. I expect Marvel to denounce him and probably write him out. I bet you that'll happen because someone's always got to be destroyed, alive or passed away. Doesn't matter. That's the culture that these people have built, and it's the culture that they live in. And I'm tired of it, man. So don't buy this book. Stay away from this book. And, just be prepared because it's coming. I guarantee it. It's already started. It's already have 2 articles that I found easily about this stupid book. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this dragging up people that have already passed away and tearing down their legacies? Can't have somebody like Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? Can't have him being fondly remembered. Also, if you will, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.